Heyo, I'm here with a comic book haul. It's actually probably the biggest I've ever had. I think 11 books. I just kept running into things that I wanted. I knew there was a good amount of things from this week or last week that I wanted, and then I just kept running into other things that looked interesting. So the first thing and the only thing that I've read out of this pile, or these piles, is Violent Love, written by Frank J. Barbieri and drawn and colored by Victor Santos. So kind of Bonnie and Clyde love story, or at least that's what I'm assuming it's going to be. This ends up being this young girl meeting one of her dad's friends, and her dad's friend has a story about these two criminal lovers. So starts in 1989, and then goes back to 69. The two criminals are Rock Bradley and Daisy Jane. So this story in this issue ends up being basically a origin story of Daisy Jane, and being told to the girl, redhead girl, by her mother's friend. I listened to an interview with Frank J. Barbieri by pretty much my favorite comic book podcast, and actually it's the comic book story that I do get a pull from. It's called Escapist Comic Podcast. Escapist Comic Podcast again. It used to be much better. There used to be there's still one comedian on the show. There used to be another one, but he moved away. And they're all workers at the store. But anyway, I'm on board for this. I'm super excited about this. I very much like the art. It's still getting used to it. It's real slick, but there's also a messiness to it. And I don't know, the colors are pretty cool, and the artist is doing the coloring, so I'm interested in that. I think he's a Spanish artist, Victor Santos. Okay, so this pile's stuff that came out this week. This pile's stuff that I think came out in previous weeks. I'll go through the pile of things from this week first. So Slam by Boom. It's written by Pamela Ribbon, who I do not know. Illustrated by Veronica Fish, who's done a few of the latest issues of Spider-Woman. So I don't know. That was the main draw for this. Also, it's a story about roller derby girls. So yeah, just seems very different, and since Veronica Fish was the artist, I wanted to check it out. The colorist is Brittany Peer, who I've never heard of, and letters by Jim Campbell. I like the art, like the colors. So yeah, excited about that. This was completely random. These Angel City issues. I got 1 and 2. I don't know when they came out. This one I think has October in it. I haven't looked into that one. It's written by Janet Harvey, drawn by Megan Levines, who's also doing Spell on Wheels, which is in my issues from this week. Oh, I just jumped over to the back to the issues from previous weeks. Oh well, keep going. Um, yeah, don't know really anything about this because I just saw it on the shelf and started looking. Thought that the artwork was similar to the work in Spell on Wheels, and then realized it was the same artist. So seems like crime noir, female protagonist, set in Hollywood. Um, I like the artwork. Megan Levine's style isn't necessarily the style that I'm drawn to. It's a bit cartoony, a bit slick for my taste, but I'm giving it a chance, and I'm gonna give this story a chance. That was a cool page that I closed real quick, so I'm gonna go back to it. I have no idea where this story is gonna take me. Very excited to try it out. I picked up Batman issue 11. I'm extremely. Batman feels extremely lukewarm to me. The artwork in this issue, the artwork and color work. So, artist is Janin, colorist is Chung. It's written by King. Yeah, flipping through this at the store, the artwork and color are why I picked it up. Yeah, the story's lukewarm to me. Like, I want it to be better than it is. This page, I don't know. We'll see when I'm reading it how it feels. But it seems to be a bit of a riff on is it Robert Hernandez, I think, that used to be doing Spider-Woman. And I picked up Spell on Wheels, art by Megan Levine's, written by Kate Leth, colors by Marisa Louise. I like the first issue, and I've got a thing for witches, magic, the occult. So I'm on board for this. The first issue, there's these three witches had some of their tools stolen from them, so they're on a hunt to gather them back. But yeah, the first issue was kind of like completely just the start of the story, so not I enjoyed it, but it was a complete setup, so I'm not sure how much I'll enjoy the whole thing. I'm excited about it though. So then I got Ladykiller Volume 2, Issue 3. I almost feel like, I don't know, Joelle Jones is her artwork feels like something that I need to experience more. Is the main reason why I'm getting this. I just added it to my pool. and I like it. It's a little bit it's a little bit too slick for my taste, but the color in this book, which is done by Michael Madsen. The color in this book is beautiful, and the style is beautiful. The story hasn't caught me. Yeah, the story hasn't excited me too much so far, but I'm very much hoping. Southern Cross came out this week. Southern Cross is, I feel like, a book that, I feel like it's one of the books, this and maybe Injection and Spider-Woman are the books that I'm constantly excited about, but the last issue of Southern Cross kind of disappointed me. There are a few silly things having to do, anyway, I won't get into it. Artwork by Andy Bellinger. I think his art is amazing. Writing by Becky Cloonan. I want to like her writing, and I've liked everything about her writing in Southern Cross except for the previous issue. So this is issue 9, so except for issue 8. What's his name? Lee Lowridge does colors on this book, which I like his coloring. I'm really interested in his the way that he colors, because it's a lot of flat colors. He doesn't seem to do much rendering in terms of shadows adding to the inks. Yeah, so I'm excited to read this, but also worried that the story's I don't know. I was very disappointed by issue 8. Alright, Black Hammer. I'm not sure when Black Hammer came out. I was actually surprised to see issue 5 on the shelves. I love the art in this book by Dean Ormsson. Dean Ormsson. And I like the writing. Jeff Lemire and Dave Stewart's coloring is great in this book. I got No Mercy, the staple on my pull list. I'm actually not quite sure how much I want to flip through this one because of fallout from the last issue. This character took way too many mushrooms. And also the stories, so it's written by Alex DeCampi, drawn by Carlos Speed McNeil, colored by Jen Manley Lee. I love Carlos Speed McNeil's artwork, and I really do like Jen Manley Lee's colors, and I'm a complete Alex DeCampi fanboy. Basically anything she'll pick up, she writes, I'll pick up. But I've only really been, I don't know, my comic book reading life is relatively short. Oh shit. Maybe 4 or 5 years, so I'm still getting a feel for I don't know, my taste, how these books get written, how definitely still getting a feel for Alex Campy's writing style. I feel like she does these really dense stories, and I feel like she crafts them very well. So I guess the reason that I'm saying these things is that I really want to go back and read the previous 10 issues before I get into this. Basically to give the issue and the series the respect I think it deserves. Also, I've been yeah, I really like rereading comics. And then I picked up Flintstones issue 5, which I've heard great things about the Flintstones, which is wacky. Flipped through it, really like the artwork. I've also heard this one deals with war. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. The writer is, I believe the same writer who did Prez, the most recent volume of Prez. Yeah, Mark Russell. The artist is Steve Pugh, P-U-G-H. And colorist is Chris Chuckery. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm excited to read this, to see what the hoopla is about with these Flintstones issues. They sound great. They sound yeah, like they deal with politics in a nice way. And yeah, excited to see how they deal with that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day, beautiful week. Blah, blah, blah.